Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the 207th segment of Be Inspired with Buzopat, life-changing reality tonic. I remain Honorable Ambassador Buzopat Osigwe, and here has always been and will always be the platform where we embrace the truth that leads to our freedom. Yes. These past 3 weeks have been so hectic. I got a lot of message. Where are you? We didn't see you and all that. Yeah, the truth is that we went for the official removal of morning clothes from my mom, okay, and that's what happened. So I'm back and here I am. I've always said it, and I need everybody to understand this thing. This podcast, if it's all about getting views and getting whatever, it would have taken a different dimension or a different route. But this podcast is about my truth, that I wholeheartedly pour. I'm believing that whatever it is that needs to be done, that heaven will take care of it, that God will glorify his name. But my own, what is my job? To say this truth that I had to say, the way I feel it, the way I know it. Believing that, for every life I touch positively, I have touched 50 or 100 or what in disguise, It is what it is. So when you come across this video, kindly subscribe, like, share to your friends and contacts, and then drop your comments if you want, because it's about the truth and not just about what everybody wants. It's not about the million views or the hundred billions of whatever it is. What is good, and of course saying the truth is the ultimate goal here. So today I will be speaking on the topic bitter person. Yeah, bitter person, really. A bitter person harbors persistent anger, resentment, disappointment, pain that often stems from, past hurts or perceived injustice. Yeah, which they don't even struggle to forgive. They actually don't even want to make an effort because they are happy with the things they've packed up in their system. A bitter person tends to focus on negativity, holding grudges, as in having this cynicism, horrible behavior, holding on to things that you'll be wondering if they are breathing with what, blaming others, for their problems. Not only that, their pessimistic behaviors are terrible. They have this outlook in a very difficult way of expressing gratitude, because they actually don't. One thing is that if you, in all the hurt you can say that people have done to you, if you take your time to rank zeros, that to actually look into the activities you've had with people, to pick out the good things. That I've seen somebody talk about 1 million things he or she has done for somebody, but never mentioning one particular sacrifice. But that person, I know that people have gathered to walk wires for that person. But when you live a life where it's only a pin you pick in 10 years for somebody that you remember, and you don't take into cognizance the wires they work for you in 9 years, that becomes a terrible thing. It becomes a terrible way of life. That pessimistic outlook, that's why it's very difficult for such people to experience, to express gratitude. And because they don't, what happens is that they get into isolation, or they have strained relationship here and there, because overall, they have toxic demeanor. I am pained, and I really want to talk about bitterness, because so many things that are not right are happening, and people harbor a lot of things without giving chance for light to come into their life. And if you think you're like this and you're justified, you are not justified in any form, in any way. Talking about this because some people will be wondering, oh, is she for real? Are people like this? But the truth is that there are so many people like this, and it's terrible to see people hold on to past grievances, and find it difficult to move on or to even forgive. But one thing you should understand is that bitter people struggle to, acknowledge or appreciate good things, which automatically prevents them from experiencing joy and happiness. There's no bitter person you can point to that I will tell you that experiences joy and happiness, because every time they are in turmoil, every time their heart is conjuring something, they are busy looking for what somebody did and something that happened 10 years ago. The person is busy analyzing it and bringing it as if it's a recent thing and a bitter thing. And even in that, bitter people's interactions and conversations are often filled with complaint and unnecessary problems. They cannot make one statement without wanting to justify why they are the way they are. But there's nothing that justifies you carrying bitterness. Nothing justifies you living a life and excluding yourself from things that are supposed to be, from seeing reality. The worst part of bitterness is that, it's a contagious life. If you're not careful when you are around a bitter person, the person will contaminate you, because such level of animosity, such level of bitterness is contagious. Because what are they looking out for? Who to draw to their part, who to drop to their part, who to sell whatever it is that they have, So it's your job to refuse to buy and to even refuse to allow them do what they are looking for to do in your brain and your heart. Bitter people will use you, instigate a lot of things inside you, and then irritate you as much as they can, engage in passive aggressive behavior, and they make a lot of sarcastic comments. Anytime is somebody that they don't like, they will never let anything, any praises, anything slide. No. They must make sure they say something sarcastic, they say something horrible or terrible, or what do I even say? It's really crazy how someone can do you a million wrong and still hold on to a wrong that they even imagine for decades. And when you hear them talk, they talk about something that has happened 30 years ago as if it just happened. And they will tell you that's the reason. They will base their reason for hurting you today to something that has happened 30 years ago. And again, within those years, they are having fun. They are talking with you. You've done a lot of things for them. Why are people like this? Why are people like this? In the course of this my work, I come in contact with a whole lot, and I see a whole lot, and most times I feel so guilty not talking about them. Not talking about them, because I personally feel it's a job I have to talk about this, because those people like this will look at it and know that their lifestyle is terrible. That is a no to a life that will embrace Christ, a life that will live long, a life that will be productive, a life that will do something that heaven will clap for. They remove their stained whites, exonerate their ills, defend their abnormal behaviors, justify their lack of understanding and lack of conscience, then formulate lies and tell it about others because they really, really want to create that impression that they are terrible, and then lash out at others who refuse to buy what they are selling. Bitter people. A bitter person has no joy, and a bitter person around you is very contagious. I need you to understand that. Bitter people are always angry and unhappy. Their companionship or their company ain't enjoyable at all. You can't have peace around them. They are sulking, they are prickly, and they are superbly negative. Because that's what they offer. That's what they're carrying. We've always said it always, that you can't give what you don't have. People overflow this thing and it has lost meaning in so many. But the thing is that you can only deposit in the life of others what you have inside of you. Because for people who are so bitter, what would they offer you? Is bitterness is a life that you don't even want to come in contact with at all. I don't know how I can say this, that those people that are like this can look at their life and say, I am sorry for the life I have lived. That I don't know how I'm going to explain it, that, that will make heaven really reach people like this and take out the bitter heart from them and put in a heart that is worth identifying with. No matter the explanation you give to people like this, no matter what you say, no matter how long you point them to the right, no matter what you try to say to them to see that they are harboring something that is unacceptable, they will still go back to their same old rant about what they have done for you, what you have done for them, to them, how they have been treated, irrespective of a million goods. How can somebody be so bitter that you don't know when to stop? That things will happen and you decide to make mistake that you can't correct in your lifetime, simply because you have allowed bitterness to enroll you, to embody you, to smash you, to pack you up to a place where you have no control again. How can you be so bitter that you will cut people who didn't bleed you, who you bleed on people who didn't cut you? How can you be so bitter that you pour unforgettable insult to people who didn't even know what, and blame somebody who didn't even know why you are the way you are, and then deny them the joy of being with you, having you, relating with you? You deny people who love you so much from having something to do with you because of a belief you have in your head. It's crazy, honestly. How can you choose malice in a life that, that is so short that even love is not enough? Love is not enough in this our world. Not to talk about having the one that you decide to have and keep, and then you are exhibiting something that is making you look as if you're not a human being, and because you want. Because you want. Look at the world we are in. Every single thing is not enough. Show me that very wealthy person, and I will tell you that person is fighting demons and battles that you may not even want to identify with. Life is not okay for everybody. So you can see somebody so beautiful, so handsome, but you don't know the illness that they are battling with. There are people that you see, they've got everything. Everything you can dream of, you can envy, you can pray for, you can do everything. But when you get close to them, you see that life is not enough. God made you like that. So how can you, a human being, harbor bitterness to the extent that you don't want to? What made you think you're special? What made you think that there's something? If you have how many years to relate with people, to be happy, and you remove them from your life in all those years because whatever you think you believe in, you can never repair those years back, however it is that you change. There are so many mistakes you make because of bitterness that you can never call back. You can redeem them. So how can you look at yourself in the mirror and clap for yourself and tell yourself that you've done well? Most of these bitter people, they have bloated and over-bloated and exaggerated sense of their own importance. Really. Meanwhile, they are nothing. Nothing. How do I say that somebody is nothing? Everybody is important, but when you are really, really, really nothing and you over-exaggerate your importance, it makes you pompous, it makes you arrogant, it makes you, it creates something. Because you are not, everybody is but a pencil in the hands of God. Nobody has the right. All you need to is fight for your peace of mind. Fight for your mental health to be okay. Fight to actually, that thing you want, for people to do for you that you love. Be that person in the life of others. Be that peaceful person. Be that person that forgives. Be that person that loves. Be that person that appreciates. Be that person that extends that hand of friendship. Be that person that says, okay, in as much as I didn't like this, or this person may be that person that thinks about why somebody does something. Because in every pain, in every, there must be something. And when you feel your own, you try to imagine what will make this person actually look at me and pass without greeting me. Then by the time you give that person benefit of that, you'll be able to conclude maybe this person is carrying something, maybe that person's mind is not there, maybe the head is filled up and all that. You cannot take every single action and explain it in your head, accept whatever it is. There are things that are supposed to be innuendo that people will pick. Not only will they call it serious, they will actually believe that lies that have fed, and they will echo that lies, and they will start acting on that lie, something that makes no meaning, making mountain out of molehills. Such people, they lie like chimney. They lie like whatever. They lie because they are just precious and beautiful liars. Very unreliable, very undependable, very, how do I say this? There are pains that you see in the life of people. You will be calling God to please intervene before it's late. Anyone that is suffering this level, carrying bitterness like this, that person is suffering from domapine. I keep saying it. I said that to one place and somebody was like, when you say doma is what doma what? What doma what? I'm actually at loss. What am I saying? Yeah, it's a deficiency. Yeah, I've got the word. Dopamine. See my life, dopamine deficiency syndrome. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Their dopamine level is actually on decline. Because if you have joy, dopamine is what gives us joy. It's what makes joy radiate in your heart. And when you see these people that are carrying so much bitterness, their dopamine level is on decline. So they are suffering from dopamine deficiency syndrome. Yes. Because unlike anger, which is a more immediate and reactive emotion, bitterness is horrible because it tends to be a long, lasting, and lingering feeling that can become deeply engraved and ingrained. God Almighty. People who are carrying bitterness are not normal. It's an abnormal feeling because there's no way you can stay and all you think about what this person have done, what this person did not do, what this person did not do, and you have no time to take to be accountable to the things you've done wrong, to take responsibility for your actions, to remove other people and put a mirror to your face to actually see who you are. And then ask why you do the things you do. You find out and you're able to come to the altar of fire of grace. To tell God, please, I need a new heart. I need a new soul. I need a new head. Most of the atrocities being committed is because people are bitter with one another. If you're not bitter, you will not want to buy anybody. It's that of accumulated bitterness that will make people come up with so many terrible actions and they execute it. If you go to our prisons, most of the people there are acted from level of accumulated bitterness and anger. There's no way you can carry such level of bitterness and unforgiveness and expect things to work for you positively. It's a no. That's a heaven blocking feeling that you're having. There's no way you can expect an open heaven When all you do is tie people up in your soul, tie things that happen, even the ones that make no sense, the ones that make no meaning, you tie people up and down inside your soul, and you expect to actually have progress, have an accelerated, have things move for you. How can it move? What would they anchor on? It's only a lot of things, a lot of good things anchor on grace, on kindness, on good hearts, on your beautiful behavioral pattern. A lot of good things come to you because of the way you treat people, the way you love people, the way you relate to people. If you produce because of bitterness and isolate yourself, how can something good locate you? If you take that your arrogant, pompous, selfish, greedy, and unrelatable personality, and then take yourself out from where you're supposed to relate to people because you think one person have done you this, and you don't sit to think of what you have done to plenty people, then what are we going to call you? What are we going to call you? There's no way you can experience open heaven. There's no way. Except you start detaching all those bags and boxes of nonsense that you have carried and stocked and filled your heart with. I pity people with such described condition. Believe me. I don't look at them as if they are okay. Because they need prayers. If you have anybody, if you know anybody in your community like this, if you have a friend like that, if you have anybody close to you that are like that, they need prayers. And the prayers is not for something that you don't know to start happening or for wonderful change. The prayer is that the change will begin to happen inside of them. That they will know the truth, that they will embrace light, that they will be accountable, that they will take responsibility, and they will be able to look at people they have hurt and say, I am sorry. You say never, never. This life, you don't know tomorrow. I won't do this. I won't do that. Never, never, never. Oh, never will I. Never will I. Never will you what? But the sun, the rain, every good thing, it comes from above. For both the sinners and saints. For both the sinners and saints. The only thing I want to advise that if you have people who are this negative, who are this bitter around you, don't take their actions to heart. Don't personalize it. Don't think whatever they're doing is because of you. You should look at them as people who are battling demons that are beyond them. So whatever it is not a setback for you. It is for them. It is for them. It is for them. Not for you. So the moment you separate whatever they say, whatever they do, and don't look at yourself and say it's because of you that they're doing it, you will be happier because those people don't know what they're doing. Every same person can be unhappy every single day of their life. They have, in out of 30 persons that they know, when you mention 25, they have something negative to say about the 25. Have something, semi-negative to say about the remaining 4. So how are they living? And when you look at people like that, they may be in a place for 50 years, but they will have no friend they can call, and things will happen because how did they treat those people to expect them to come through for them? That's just the thing. Oh no. I pray that whoever is like this, if you come across this video, I pray that heaven will do something in your life. I pray that heaven will do something in your life. I pray that God will manifest so beautifully and make you see that it's time to shed off all the dust and all the garbages and all the dustbin that you filled inside your soul and embrace light by letting go and opening your palm. That God will feel give you a new you, a new you, a new brain, a new tongue, a new head, a new mind. Because every spare part in the hands is with God. He can change whatever he needs to change inside of you. But I need you to understand that, yes, there's a problem somewhere. And then you'll be able to come to him to solve it. That is what I believe. And that is what that you should avoid packing up. It will not do you good. If you check your life, you see that side of you has not brought development. It has not given you achievement. Rather, it has kept you in a particular and keeps sinking you, because when you over expect from people and you don't give 1/4 to those people, but you find fault and blame people for not doing this for you, for not doing this for you, for not doing this for you, for not doing this. When they mention them, you sign, you do this, you are going through a whole lot, and you need deliverance. You need prayer, you need deliverance, you need to visit hospital. You need to visit people. You need to go for therapy. You need to look for help. Because to be forewarned is of evil. And if you become better, I'll be happy even when I don't know who you are. But I will know that I am sitting here today, and for the things that I said, that they have germinated a beautiful fruit. People are dropping dead every single day. This one has nothing to do with sin. It has nothing to do with not being rich. It has nothing to do with poverty. It has nothing to do. People are dropping dead. 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 people are dropping dead. Whatever it is, some people married today, in 4 years, they are already separated by that. People make money. So many, if you go to hospice, you will see people at the end of life that are millionaires and zillionaires and billionaires. But that is what you have. Moving about, and so you have a right and a choice to choose today to free your heart. Gather people that you're supposed to love and love them. Because the days are numbered. Nobody is coming out of this life alive. So gather the people that need you, people that, and create memories that are beautiful, and have moments that are fantastic, so that you will not regret when there's nothing you can. If you don't see somebody and you later hear that that person is no more, even when you try to make excuses, if you sit on your own, you will say, I would have done it differently. So for that not to come, do it differently now. Yeah, this is my message for us. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Follow me at Instagram, Be Inspired with Ambassador.buzo. Follow me at TikTok, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Follow me at Facebook, Be Inspired with Buzopat, and follow my page, Honorable Ambassador Buzopat to Sigwe, and follow me again, Moment of Truth with Buzopat. And then DM me as usual. So many cases, so many calls, so many things. Like I was telling my husband today, of so many calls and so many things I needed to do, and I'm like, God, I need your grace. Okay? May God help us. See you next. I'm excited. Are you? I can.